Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. What we learned is Warriors stab off Rockets come back and win for how frustrating the Warriors' loss to the Dallas Mavericks was on Wednesday night. They found a way to stave off the Houston Rockets in their Texas Twost head for the perfect amount of moment headed into the NBA All-Star break on Thursday night. With a 1-0-5-9-8 win at Toyota Center, Steph Curry scored a game-high 27 points, 15 in the first half and 12 in the second, and made a game-high 5 3-pointers. Jimmy Butler tallied 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And Brandon Podmiski was the Warriors' needed third scorer by dropping in 18 points of his own. The Warriors shot ALL8, 26.8% on three-pointers, and made 11 overall, one fewer than the Rockets. Instead of the long ball, the Warriors won the game in other areas. They were 24 of 27 from the free throw line, a 14-point advantage over the Rockets. Their defense went all out, especially in the first half, and the unit totaled 13 steals and 6 blocked shots. Here are 3 takeaways from Thursday's game as the Warriors head into the All-Star break. One game above 5 at 28-27. The Warriors now are tied atop the standings. Well, that is a list of the most starting lineups in the NBA this season with their 33rd different starting five. Steve Kerr had Podziemski replaced Buddy Hield, alongside Curry, Butler, Moses Moody, and Draymond Green. Rookie center Quinten Post also was sent to the bench, replaced by Moody. Hield was a game worst -21 Wednesday night. In the Warriors' loss to the Dallas Mavericks, Podziemski was a team-high +13 in 24 minutes off the bench. Something had to give, making Kerr once again trot out another new group to begin Thursday's game. The change immediately was warranted. Podmiski scored 6 points in the first quarter and 8 in the second, giving him 14 first-half points, just 1 behind Curry. And though he only scored 2 points, Hield was a +13 through the first 2 quarters. Off the bench, while Hield never found his shot and finished 1 of 5 from the field and 0 of 4 from deep, PMK's impact continued to be felt along with his 18 points. Podziemski also had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals, including one where he ripped the ball from his opponent in the final minute. Zamski joining the first 5 on the floor was the bigger story, but Moody made sure to make his presence felt as well in major ways, to which really isn't anything new for the four. The pro Moody's first half featured a bit of everything offensively. Moody continued to attack closeouts and forcefully get to the basket. He made one of his 3 three-point attempts, flew in for a tip-in, and scored 10 points defensively. Moody took a charge, blocked 2 shots, and swiped a steal. Rockets suffer 105-98 loss to Warriors as they head into All-Star break in a game that resulted in a 7-point loss. Neither Jalen Green or All-Star Alperen Sand touched the floor in the fourth quarter. As crazy as it may sound, it was the correct decision by Ime Udoka, and it showed. To say Houston started off slow in this one would be an understatement. This was quite frankly one of the Rockets' worst opening quarters of the season. Outside of Aaron Holiday's 6 points, the starting lineup for Houston couldn't get anything to go offensively in the first. After a solid beginning to the first, a 16-5 run in the final 5 minutes of the quarter would completely flip the momentum in favor of Golden State. The name of the game tonight was turnover. The issue started early on for Houston as they had 7 in just quarter 1. Golden State took advantage of the turnovers forced, though, scoring 7 points off 2 and getting to the free throw line with ease, finishing the quarter leading 28-9. On top of that, poor shooting from the floor 8-23, and lack of effort caused what turned out to be a lasting lead for the Warriors. Unfortunately, even despite a solid second quarter scoring, the disparity in free throws made in turnovers didn't allow the lead to be cut down any. Sand started to heat up, getting 5-4 in the second, but he was the only starter who provided any meaningful minutes. As for the bench, both Cam Whitmore and Jeff Green dropped 6 points apiece in the quarter, with Green especially helping stop Golden State's run, and cut the lead down on the other end, though it was Brandon Podmiski and Steph Curry who torched Houston, combining for a total of 20 points in just the second quarter alone, 7 of those off Curry free throws. The Rockets had no answer for the duo between that and the continuous, careless play for Houston, who added 6 more TOS to their first half total. the Warriors were able to cruise in the first half, entering the breakdown 62-48. The difference was 13 to just 6 for Golden State, and 16-18 from the line for the Warriors compared to the bleak 4-9 from Houston coming out of halftime. The story was no different for the Rockets to begin the third quarter, giving up a 19-9 run. Soon after, Ime Udoka would bring in his stay-ready lineup, which consisted of Aaron Holiday, Nate Williams, John Tate, Jeff Green, and Jock Landale to close the quarter. This move would probably be the best of the entire game, as Holiday, Williams, and Jock Landale would each make plays in the final minutes of the third to cut the lead down to just 12 going into the fourth. A 13-1 run with the new lineup most definitely prompted Coach Yoka to keep his same guys out there for quarter four. Only down 82-70, this game began to look more and more reachable for Houston. The fourth quarter was when the game truly started to feel possible for a Rockets win, with Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore, and Alron Sengun each staying on the bench. It was Houston's second unit plus Amen Thompson and Aaron Holiday who closed this one out. Holiday, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, would get some buckets in the clutch to get the lead down to just 4, with plenty of time remaining in the game again, though the lead was just lasting for the Warriors, scoring right back each time the lead was cut down. Landale 13-8 and Williams 11. Dudas 3 each continued their great play in the fourth as well, scoring in much-needed situations to keep the game in reach. They each were above a plus 15 as well in the plus-minus column, a stat that only proves how valuable they were in this game. However, the offense went cold late on, and Golden State's response was getting to the line and making free throws, going 6-6 in the fourth. Warriors coach Steve Kerr received death threats after controversial trade decision. Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr has been in the business of basketball for quite some time now as a player. He played 15 seasons between 1988 and 2003, winning 5 championships along the way as a head coach. Kerr is currently in his 11th season, and he has since led the Warriors to 4 NBA titles before he took over the helm in Golden State in 2015. However, Kerr was the general manager for the Phoenix Suns between 2007 and 2010, which is the same team that drafted him in the second round of the 1988 NBA draft. According to Kerr, it was during his time as the Suns had Hono that he had an alarming experience that has stuck with him through the years. I traded Sean Marin for Shaq O'Neal, and I got death threats, Kerr told reporters on Wednesday after being asked about his most controversial trade decision. Email death threats. Our security in Phoenix looked into it. I was never overly concerned. Ed. I have taken it for what it was, which was an angry fan typing away, but it's still pretty disconcerting when somebody threatens your life. For context, Kerr was talking about his controversial decision to send Sean Marin, who at that time was named an All-Star 4 times in 8 seasons with Phoenix, and Marcus Banks to the Miami Heat, in exchange for a 35-year-old Shaquille O'Neal, who for his part was already at the tail end of his career. Clearly, one fan was so incensed by Kerr's decision that they resulted in threatening his life. In his interview, Kerr would go on to say that he feels for Dallas Mavericks' Nico Harrison, who himself has reportedly been receiving death threats after his decision to trade Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis. According to Kerr, there has to be a line that exists in terms of fans expressing their criticism towards team executives. That line was clearly expressed. Fan, what do you think of Steve Kerr's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.